Alright, today we're going to take a look at parallel and transversal lines. Just a quick introduction to the things that you're going to need in order to solve the problems that we're going to look at in a few days or even in a week. Alright, first things first, a parallel line. Parallel lines are lines that never meet. So they're two straight lines that never meet and they go on forever. You will also see them being represented by two arrows or sometimes even just one. That is telling you that they are parallel. A transversal line is a line that cuts through the parallel line. So it's just a line that cuts through the parallel line. That's called a transversal line. First things first, things that you need to know. We need to understand what the word interior means, what the word exterior means. So interior, what I want you to picture is picture a house. So what we're going to do is draw like a little house, right? And so your parallel lines are always going to be your house. And whatever is inside your house is interior, inside, interior. Whatever is outside your house, that's exterior. So the first thing you're ever going to do anytime you see transversal lines and parallel lines is picture your house. So go ahead and just draw in your house. If you want to go ahead and draw a door, that's fine. Or maybe it's a castle, here's some windows, etc., etc. All right, so your house. So inside your house, you're inside. Outside, you are exterior. So interior and exterior. Okay, with that being said, let's look at a couple of angles. If I wrote number 1, is that interior or exterior? Is it inside or outside my house? Well, angle 1 is outside the house, so that is known as an exterior angle. What about angle 2? Also outside the house, so it's exterior. What about angle 3? Now look at that. It's inside my house, so that is interior. It's called an interior angle. What about number 4? Also inside my house, so interior. Very good. What about angle 5? It's on the other side of the house, but it's still inside the house, so it's still an interior angle. What about number 6? Again, still inside the house, so it's interior. What about number 7? All right, we are now outside the house, so it's exterior. What about number 8? We are also outside the house, so that is also exterior. All right, so the first thing you need to ask yourself, are you inside the house or are you outside the house? All right, well, let's go through some definitions of different types of angles. Believe it or not, all these angles have a name. So again, two parallel lines. That shows you that they're parallel to each other. Okay, draw your house. There's my door. All right, and let's talk about a couple of angles. Let's look at angles 1 and angle 4. What do those look like? Those look like those folding V's I've been telling you about. And what do we call the folding V's? That's right, we call folding V's vertical angles. All right, perfect. Can you see any other folding V's? Give me some examples of folding V's. I'll give you a second just to kind of take a look. Okay, and you should have said 2 and 3. Angles 2 and 3 are also folded. I'll go ahead and just write these angles in here for you as well. All right, so 1 and 4, they're folded into each other. 2 and 3 are also folded into each other. What else? How about 5 and 8? And how about 6 and 7? So, vertical angles, those V's, those backwards V's that kind of fold into each other. Perfect. That's stuff you should already know. Now, a couple of things that I'm going to introduce to you. Okay, we're going to start first with interior angles. All right, a couple of things you need to know about interior angles. There are two ones. There's interior alternate. Interior alternate angles, and there's also interior, what they like to say, same side. Okay, so interior angles. What angles do you think we could be talking about if we're talking about the inside? Well, those are either angles 3, 4, 5, or 6. Perfect. Then you're going to talk about, let's take a look at this because it's kind of self-explanatory. What is same side? What do you think same side means? Okay, you should have said same side of the transversal. So we're looking at interior same side angles of the transversal. So here's my transversal. All right, we're looking at inside, so we're only looking at 3, 4, 5, and 6. And which one's on the same side of the transversal? So here's my transversal. Which one are on the same side? In other words, it doesn't cross the transversal. You should say angle 3 and 5, they're on the same side of the transversal. It doesn't cross over. So interior, same side. It should be angles 3 and angle 5. And also, what else is on the same side but on the other side? 4 and 6. So angles 4 and angle 6. Perfect. Interior, same side. So on the same side of the transversal. Interior, inside. Okay, what about alternate? What do you think alternate means? When you talk about we're going to alternate problems, that means you do 1 and then you do, the other person does 2. Do 3, then the other person does 4. So alternate, we're going to alternate, okay? Alternate angles are actually quite easy to find within your house. You just look for a Z. And I'm going to take another color marker so that you can see what I'm talking about. All right. You look for a backward Z or a regular Z. So do you see that right there? It's kind of like a little upside down Z or backward Z if you turn it this way. Okay. So these are alternate angles. So right here, 4 and angle 5 are alternate angles. Again, if I drew another house, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, interior, because we're still talking about the inside. And I drew a backward Z, or actually the right way around Z. It looks a little weird, but it's still a Z. See that Z? All right. The alternate angles are the ones in the corners of the Z. So what is in the corners of the Z? So what's on that corner, what's on that corner, but inside your Z? See, angle 3 and angle 6. All right, so alternate interior angles, they are alternate of the transversal. They're on alternate sides of the transversal. So angle 4 and 5, and also angles 3 and 6. So angles 4 and 5, and angles 3 and 6. All right, so far we've covered vertical angles, which you should be really good at, is a folding V's. We've covered the 2 interior types of angles. Remember, interior is inside the house. And we've covered alternate and same side. So alternate would be, they're on alternate sides of the transversal. Same side, they're on the same side of the transversal. All right, with that being said, we can also look at exterior. Okay, now what does exterior mean again? Outside the house. Okay, so you're not looking at the numbers. You're not looking at anything inside the house. You're looking at the ones outside the house. So the angles you're dealing with is 1, 2, 7, and 8. But they're still the same angles in terms of we're looking for an exterior alternate and exterior same side angles. So the same kind of still the same steps, only that this time it's outside. All right, we're going to start with the easy, same side. So exterior, same side. Remember, same side is on the same side as a transversal line. So looking at the angles that are outside, I'm just going to put that there. These are the angles that are outside. Which one's on the same side of the transversal? You should see 1 and 7. That's on the same side. They don't cross over. 1 and 7, and also 2 and 8. So exterior, same side, on the outside, but on the same side. 1 and 7. And also 2 and 8. All right, perfect. Exterior, same side. All right, exterior alternate, same thing as we did before, only this time again it's on the outside. So look on the outside and you want to go alternate. So you're still looking at the angles that are on alternate sides of the transversal. So here's your transversal. You're looking at only the ones that are outside. So 1, 2, 7, and 8. And which one's on the alternate side? In other words, on the they cross over the transversal. That's going to be 2 and 7. They're on the alternate sides. And 1 and 8. They're also on the alternate side. So angle 2 and 7 and angle 1. Wait, I'm sorry. 2 and 7 and 1 and 8. Okay, Just a quick note, because it depends on what test or what book. Sometimes they don't refer to it as same side. Sometimes they can also refer to same side as consecutive. Consecutive. All right, so consecutive and same side are exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. So consecutive or same side, exactly the same thing. Two different ways of naming the same thing. Well, there's one more that I need to show you. One more that I need to show you. And I'm just going to draw my house again. So again, two parallel lines. Here's a transversal. And by the way, it doesn't matter which way the transversal is cutting across, as long as it cuts across both lines. So you see this one, I did it this way. This one, I want to do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and name them to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, draw your house. So here's my house. Okay. Inside my house, outside my house. But the last one we want to look at is something that's called correspondence. So corresponding. All right, you ever heard in English language, I suppose, where they say number 1 corresponds with number 2? What does that mean? What does number 1 corresponds with number 2 means? It means they kind of go together. Okay, so what I want you to do when you're thinking about corresponding is think of the angles that go together. In other words, if you took one of your parallel lines and you moved it directly down so that this all moves, if you picture the whole thing moving down, what is angle 1 going to become? Is it going to become 5, 6, 7, or 8? If you move this line straight down, so you move angle 1 straight down with the line. So you move it down like this. 1 is going to move to angle 5. 2 is going to move to angle 6. 3 is going to move to angle 7. And 4 is going to move to angle 6. Okay, so corresponding just simply means taking a parallel line and moving it down the transversal and whichever angle that corresponds with. So angle 1 corresponds with 5. So angle 1 corresponds with angle 5. Angle 2 corresponds with angle 6. Angle 3 corresponds with angle 7. And angle 4 corresponds with angle 8. Okay, so that's just a quick introduction to the different angles that we're going to be dealing with when we're talking about parallel lines and transversal lines. It's going to be the basis of everything we're going to do. And of course, like everything else, this is the geometry part, but you know what they're going to do. They're going to bring in algebra. So you need to be prepared to see some algebra. But again, this is the basics. If you do not have this, if you do not know this, we cannot move on. So again, just watch this video again as many times as you need to watch it to understand what vertical angles are. Interior alternate, interior same side, exterior alternate, exterior same side, and remember, same side is also known as consecutive sometimes, and also what corresponding angles are. Everything we're going to do is going to involve these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things.